It is our honor to share with you the project that we had for the Fund to Foster Belonging called Recipes for Belonging, mainly about building community through culinary and health-focused events held in Gainesville and High Springs. Before we dive into it, just wanted to make sure that we quickly introduce ourselves, starting with Ethan.
Hi, my name is Ethan Dell. I'm the Immigrant Programs Manager with the Rural Women's Health Project and one of the coordinators for the Gainesville Immigrant Neighbor Inclusion Initiative.
Awa.
Hello, my name is Awa Kaba, co-founder of Flavorful, one of the business partners to that beautiful initiative, and I'm a member of Genie as well.
All right, and my name is Aise. I'm the other co-owner of Flavorful, a catering and spices and juices company focused on health initiatives, and also part of the Genie Leadership Board as well. So like I said, it's our honor to really present this project that was really successful in Gainesville and High Spring. The main objective was really to promote cultural exchange and intercultural understanding. And we had a specific target to make sure we had immigrant and non-immigrant residents of Gainesville and rural Alachua County. So the Recipe for Belonging events were two main events held in Gainesville and High Springs. In Gainesville on 10/5 and High Springs on 10/27, and really bringing together our immigrant and U.S.-born communities to learn about different cultures and work as teams to complete creative activities focused on cuisine, art, and poetry, and we'll tell you more about those specific activities. First, the lead partners for that project, like I said, the Rural Women Health Program, which is the lead organization, Genie, who's really done a great job leading the charge. And we had the honor, along with Flavorful, so Awa and I, we had the honor of working with three other amazing chefs, all working with our community kitchen in Gainesville called Working Food. And we also partnered with a poet, Stanley Richardson, and a painter, Roberto Marabu from Deep Roots. So all of those partners have been really key to making sure we bring that project to fruition. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to Ethan so he can talk more about the locations choices and the strategy behind it.
So part of our strategy included promotion in multiple languages to ensure that we spread the word within different immigrant communities. And the venues that we selected was very intentional so that we could try and reach into communities that have been historically resource deprived. Our Gainesville event was located in East Gainesville, which is a community that still sees the systemic impacts of redlining. You can see it as residents live within a food desert, as well as a health resource desert with no primary care available to residents. We also selected High Springs because it is a more economically challenged and rural community where transportation is often an issue for the communities that we were targeting. Now, we designed our projects to ensure that all participants had equal status. We had everyone register ahead of time so that we could curate teams that were a good mix of immigrants as well as US-born community members. And we ensured also that there was equal participation overall. And we did this through providing transportation for participants who requested it. We had interpreters for limited English proficient speakers at the events, as well as providing childcare for families that could not find a babysitter or other resources to help them as they wanted to join this event. Now, we had several different activities, all with the common goal. We'll go into it in more detail soon, but everyone we ensured worked together and everyone contributed their part to the end product, which you will see. Throughout the entire process of setting up these events, we had institutional support from the University of Florida through their Spark 352 program, which actually provided funding for our Gainesville event, as well as Santa Fe Community College, which through their adult ESOL program helped us promote our events to the immigrant communities. And finally, the City of Gainesville's Parks and Recreation Department, which is actually providing us a space to hold an exhibit to really showcase these amazing events.
All right, so we have 4 different activities in both events. The first one was a community pot, the second one was the culinary activities and the mural of belonging, and the last one was the exquisite meal poem. The community pot activity. In these activities, the participants were required to work together and find the answer of each question that was mentioned in the paper. And that was a way for them to break the barrier that they have between each other and communicate. And each participant write his answer and his thought on the paper and put it on the community pot that you can see on each table there. The culinary activities part. Here are the local chef that was part of that amazing event. You have a Chef Robert that is from Florida, Chef Ethan that is from Puerto Rico, Awakaba, me, that I am from Ivory Coast, Aïssé Khan is from Senegal, and Chef Amna, he is from India. And in this part, we were presenting our dish with how it is culturally significant for us and why we decide to choose that different dish for them to try and enjoy. This part, this activity was all about the common dish recipe. So the main ingredient was kale. We make sure that all of the ingredient was picked from locally sourced farms or stores, and each participant from each table has to select one ingredient from the chef menu. So each chef puts on each table 2 different ingredients, in which participant has to choose one and add it to that salad. So this gives us a beautiful and very delicious salad. And as you can see in the first picture, some participants did an amazing vinaigrette that had a very delicious good taste to that salad. The mural for belonging, one of the best activities as well. So the local painter facilitated the creation of a mural that incorporated culturally significant imaginary and symbol associated with the chef for different background. Here, the participants were able to add a touch to the mural, each making their contribution to the final product that you can see below. So this part is the last activities. It's the exquisite meal poem. So the Alachua County poets did with the participants contribute to that amazing exquisite meal poem, where each participant has to add 1 or 2 lines in multiple languages to create a single poem about the experience. So every participant write their thought, what they thought about this event, the dish they have to try, how they love the event, what they want to do, how the way they're thinking about that event for the next time. It was a beautiful poem at the end with multiple language where participant has to read it as well in their own language. For example, we write in French, we read in French. People who are speaking Spanish write it in Spanish and read it in Spanish and then translate it in English for others to understand what was the meaning of that and all of that. It was a really great experience.
So the impact of our 2 events brought together over 75 community members with representatives from over 20 countries and 5 continents. These events, together with a Welcoming Week event, has really highlighted the interest and desire for more experiences that celebrate our diverse and international community. Now, what contributed to this success, I believe, were flyers in multiple languages to ensure that we were able to reach into different immigrant communities. And our use of social media has been a big boon to the success of our events as well. The community pot exercise at the very start, I also believe really helped to set the tone of each event, with participants being encouraged to interact with one another and talk about themselves and their cultures to really help set the stage for great participation and interaction between immigrant and US born community members. In terms of lessons learned, I would say scheduling has been the biggest hurdle that we had to overcome. With so many partners, it was difficult at times to ensure that everyone was able to find a date that worked or to set meetings around. And especially with the farms, just having to work around the agricultural seasons. It was because of that we actually had to reschedule our events. We were initially planning for an August event, but that time was not suitable to actually guarantee our ingredients for the chef's meals. In terms of next steps, like I had mentioned, we are working with the City of Gainesville's Parks and Recreation Department to host an exhibit that really showcases our events. We're using this exhibit to also reach into other immigrant communities, such as the Chinese community within Gainesville, to get artwork from their students. We're also setting up farm visits for children to actually see where the ingredients came from that went into the delicious meals that our chefs created at the events. And we'd like to use just the great success of these 3 events, 2 recipes for belonging events, to leverage our institutional partners like the University of Florida, as well as the City of Gainesville and Alachua County, to provide greater funding and support for more events like this. From the feedback that we've received, it's clear that there's a strong desire for it. Thank you all. I hope you all enjoyed our presentation.